Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I actually just wanted to sit down and have a little chat with you and kind of just share my thoughts about some recent soul searching I've been doing. It's been actually really funny. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day and I feel like I'm at this place where I'm blocking myself from reaching my the best version of myself, if that makes sense. I feel like we all know that there's this higher powered version of us, and once we kind of take off all these blocks, if it's our toxic environment, toxic relationship, limiting self-beliefs, things that you do that are not aligned with you, once you take all of this off, it's like this path to reach this higher self is kind of easier, and you just feel more in alignment with yourself. And I feel like I've been going back and forth of just like pushing and pulling and pushing and pulling. It's been a really interesting process to go through because there's me who's kind of observing what I'm going through, and then there's kind of me, I guess more of like my ego self who's in it, and it's just for some reason won't just like let me do my thing. I know it's a very broad or very, I guess, complex thing to think about, especially if you haven't dived yet into the understanding or you don't separate between your ego self and kind of your higher self. But it's very much rooted in kind of spirituality, but it also kind of makes sense. There's always like this side of us, something in us that kind of, the dark angel, the white angel type of thing. Yeah, so I just feel like I'm in this place where I am kind of meant for greatness. I'm very openly and frankly talking to you, like I feel like I'm destined for greatness, and it's not in like anything to do with like career or money or anything like that, although this is very much welcomed as well. But in general, like to me, greatness represents a person that just limitless, that just takes everything that God, the universe, whatever it is that you want to call it, gives you and just uses every single bit of it. I feel like that's greatness. And I'm at this like process now where I'm trying to birth this limitless version of me. It's really, really interesting. I don't know if anyone can relate. I don't know if you ever felt the same. When I say birth, it's actually a very interesting term that a friend of mine used, but that's exactly what it feels. Whenever there is kind of a new version of you, or whenever you're trying to level up and become this next version of yourself, it's truly like birthing. There's so much pain, there's so much, you carry so much, and you have to process it all and go through this like long journey in order to reach this place where you're birthing this like beautiful version of you. For someone who had 3 children, I mean, I can truly relate to the journey, and it really feels that way. So I guess that's where I'm at. And I've noticed that it took me a little bit of time to really put my finger on what it is that I'm going through, because we relocated to Miami, so my scenery has changed and it definitely helped a lot. But I just kept constantly feel a little bit stuck, and I felt kind of even guilty because I look around and I'm like, my children are healthy, my husband is healthy, I'm healthy, I have my loved ones close to me. Like, who am I to sit around and feel like something is missing or something is wrong, right? And I think that a lot of us, sometimes it happens to us because sometimes you look around and you're so grateful that you kind of start resenting yourself, that you even feel some type of way of something's missing. So that's kind of what I was going through a little bit, trying to like talk myself out of identifying what it is that's missing, because looking around on the surface, everything is amazing. And I'm extremely grateful for all the gifts that life has brought to me. But once I started kind of like digging deeper and deeper and letting myself feel this like weird feeling and asking questions that led to another question, that led to another question, that's exactly where I got to this point where it's like, oh wow, I'm in this battle right now with my old self and my new self. Interesting. But let me tell you a little bit of the signs that I've been kind of getting that brought me to this place. So first of all, there was this quote that I shared on social media, something that really, really inspired me. I saw it about like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I have it saved, and I actually posted it a couple of times in stories. and it's a quote that says, it's by Irma Bombach. When I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left and could say, I used everything you gave me. I love that. And that kind of, this quote that I've been sitting on for it's been more than a month. It's been a couple of months. It kind of brought me back to this, like, I'm not using all the tools I have in me. I'm not using it. Something is limiting me from just like opening Pandora's box and going for it. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you know, I shared before that growing up I had a lot of limiting beliefs and I was a very insecure child. So, you know, to me, the fact that I'm here doing this, speaking in front of people and, you know, sharing my life is extremely mind-blowing. So I guess for me, I thought that, oh, you know, I conquered that and now I'm here. And I did conquer a certain type of fear, but now I feel like I'm at this other layer that I need to peel. And now it's no longer about me conquering the fears of stepping in front of people, but now it's this me conquering the fear of not believing in myself, if that makes sense. So there was another thing that I've read, speaking of the signs, another thing that I've read, I'm reading this book, East of Eden, by John Steinbeck, and it's absolutely amazing. The way he has with words is just out of this world. And I actually picked up this book based on one quote, one line that I saw on Pinterest. It was something like, and now that you don't have to be perfect, you can be good. And it was from this book. And when I read it, I'm like, I have to order this book. A lot of beautiful wisdom and kind of a philosophical view of the world through all these characters that are in this book. But there was this one page that I was reading, also shared it on Instagram. Listen to this. I've wondered why a man of your knowledge would work a desert hill place. It's because I haven't courage, said Samuel. I could never quite take the responsibility. When the Lord God did not call my name, I might have called his name, but I did not. There you have the difference between greatness and mediocrity. It's not an uncommon disease, but it's nice for a mediocre man to know that greatness must be the loneliest state in the world. I think there are degrees of greatness, Adam said. I don't think so, said Samuel. That would be like saying there is a little bigness. No, I believe when you come to that responsibility, the hugeness, and you are alone to make your choice. On one side, you have warmth and companionship and sweet understanding, and on the other, cold, lonely greatness. There you make your choice. I'm glad I chose mediocrity, but how am I to say what reward might have come with the other? None of my children will be great either, except perhaps Tom. He's suffering over the choosing right now. It's a painful thing to watch, and somewhere in me, I want him to say yes. Isn't that strange? A father to want his son condemned to greatness? What selfishness that must be. So his perspective is a little bit different, but something in me, when he said something where he mentioned I didn't have the courage, that word specifically just truly lit in my head. I think that now when I'm trying to figure out, you know, how I can reach that place of just letting myself reach that kind of everything I wanted and want to become, that's what I'm looking for these days, I guess, the courage. Yeah, that's where I'm at. So I feel like I'm at this point where I want to start working on making myself believe that I deserve it all and that I can be it all. So that's what's up. Letting ourselves get to greatness. Hope you have an amazing day, and I would love to hear your thoughts about it actually. Maybe some of you have been through it. Is it an age-related thing? I don't know. Anyways, thank you for listening. Bye.